All right, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Bloomerang TV. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Steven. I'm the VP of Marketing over here at Bloomerang, and I'm so excited to introduce today's guest, Mazarine Treyz. She's one of the best bloggers, one of the best speakers in the nonprofit world. She's someone that I've read since I really got into the nonprofit sector. So thanks for being here. It's a real treat to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, Steven.
I doubt there's anyone watching who isn't familiar with you, but just in case, maybe you could tell people a little bit about the things you're into and what you do.
Sure. Well, I really, let's see, I've co-founded a nonprofit. I've fundraised internationally as well as for chapters of national nonprofits. I've also fundraised for really tiny domestic violence nonprofits. And I've blogged and written and taught fundraising since 2009. My blog is about 40 to 50,000 monthly readers. Wow. And my goal is really fundraising empowerment for whoever wants to learn. And I just feel like my heart is so connected with what I'm doing that I get to help people all over the world that I'm never going to meet. But I get to hear so much from so many people that it's helpful to them, and that's what makes the most difference for me. So I'm really looking forward to hoping we can provide today some actionable tips for people watching.
Yeah, so. and I know you're a fellow English major like me. You love writing. I love writing.
Yes.
Writing is a big part of the nonprofit world, and I feel like it doesn't get as much attention as it should. Writing appeals, writing grants, writing social media updates. I mean, everything. It seems like, donor communications being the huge topic that it is. I know you've read a lot of appeal letters in your career. You've probably seen a lot of them and helped write a lot. Mm-hmm. What's your sense of what's going on in that world? What are people doing wrong? What are people doing right? What are you seeing in terms of fundraising writing?
Stephen, I'd have to say most of us don't ever think we're going to be in fundraising at all, mm-hmm. or even marketing. As you mentioned, we're both English majors. Imagine, that you're writing a essay, but with the added pressure of, if you don't write a good enough one, some people will have to lose their jobs.
Yeah, right.
Extra pressure on your writing. On the other hand, unlike a lot of short stories, people are actually going to read it, So you'll get published really fast, but there's extra pressure. So right. I feel like good writing only happens if you keep doing it and you have a community of people that help you do it, and that you constantly seek to learn from the best. And so that's why I like the Who's Mailing What archive, because they have what's called grand controls there. And you can go in and say, okay, we're a nonprofit museum, for example, and we want to look at what other big museums are doing. Like the Smithsonian, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with their mailings, mm-hmm. So what are they doing? You could sign up for their e-newsletter for free, but their appeal letter would be total gold for you.
Yeah.
So how do you look at that? And so that's why I created a membership group on my website called Fundraising Mastermind Elite, so that people could come together, see all of these different ways to fundraise, and then get a huge resource sort of basket of things to pick from and use in their writing. And then also have access to me where I can say, okay, this works, this doesn't work. After writing, a blog post a day, every day for a year, and then just constantly writing and studying and making courses about this, it's been, I thought I knew a lot after 5 years working full-time in fundraising, but I really knew nothing. Mm-hmm. I work for all kinds of organizations, but even if you're a one-person shop and you're total pressure to know everything, you sometimes feel like you can't ask questions. Yeah. And I've really found that admitting your mistakes and asking questions can be one of the biggest things that will help you rise and learn more as a fundraiser. So.
Yeah, those are all great resources to share them on this blog post.
Yeah.
As you're looking, if you're a nonprofit looking at what other people have done, fundraising writing and appeal writing and donor communications, it's really an art. Do you think that you can look at what other people are doing and emulate them easily, or do you think that every organization should have more of a unique approach in how they tell their story? Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
That's a good question. I guess, well, let's think of something that we both know. Harry Potter.
Yep.
Right. Did you read that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, me too. All the books, 4 or 5 times each, right? Because they're so good.
Yeah, they are.
So look at the first scene in Harry Potter. Harry is, okay, being a baby left on the doorstep, right? But then the next scene is he's in the cupboard under the stairs, the spiders are falling on his head, his uncle is yelling at him, and they're banging on the little door, and he's just like, and so you start to feel like empathy for this person that is so downtrodden. And then he comes out of the cupboard and he's even more downtrodden. And I think we've all can identify with that. For me and another, we've all had different experiences in our lives. And so the question becomes, with fundraising writing, how do you create that immediate sense of, now I'm in the story, now I care about this? And so I actually have, we can link the blog post, 11 tips to write a better appeal letter. That could help some people for sure, but it could apply to anything. It could apply to newsletters, annual reports, blog posts, even tweets. Just put somebody instantly in the middle of the action, and you'll go far. But the thing is, probably you have to write 3 paragraphs before you get to the middle of the action. I still struggle with this. I just opened a appeal letter from the St. Joseph's Indian School, and they do a lot of things right with this appeal letter. They have little indentations. You can kind of see here. I don't know if you can see very well, but
the indents are important.
Yeah, the indents are important. It's not any smaller than 12-point font. I mean, you can write the best story in the world, but if you put all the text together in one little page, no one's going to read it. So your formatting is almost as important as your writing.
Absolutely.
And on the back of it, it allows you to have a tear off where you can say, okay, it's like a little bill. This is sent to my great aunt Patricia Stoddard, and then I stole it from her, and she's like, please take it. I'm like, great, thanks. And then they have a daily needs list on the back of this, but they have a 1-page letter. They're just trying to see if they can get her to do something she's never given to them. So this is what's called an acquisition mailing, and most people don't know what is an acquisition mailing, what is a in-house mailing. And so acquisition means they're buying a list and trying to get people to give them for the first time. And in-house list means they've given to you before. So aside from a good story, you should have a remit envelope. This is what's called a buck slip, and you can have all sorts of things on it, like including why your nonprofit is so important. This is our a rate plan. I don't even know what this is about. And then there's like a little brochure. There's a bookmark with people on it, So they've really gone all out with her. But there's lots of different, there's Smile Train. Oh my gosh, we should look at Smile Train. Because Smile Train is actually, So you can see on the outside of the envelope, you can see what they do. They help kids who have cleft lips and cleft palates. They're one of the grand controls, people who make hundreds of thousands a year. So if you look at their mailing, you can really extrapolate.
Good example.
And so think about how you can put a picture of what you do on the outside of your envelope, and then look at sort of like they have on the outside, one of the most productive charities in the world, dollar for dollar, at the New York Times. So that's creating what's called, what would you call it?
A little bit of urgency and credibility.
Urgency and credibility. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So then they have, of course, the remit envelope, and they have lots of pictures. Ooh, they've even gotten really creative. A triple match coupon with kids on it.
Nice.
And then it's just like donate today. So 25 can be tripled to 75. So they really make it clear for you how you can help these poor children, and then the really big pictures of kids.
Great.
So big pictures of your cause that are really good are worth real money, and it's about showing them exactly what their money is going to give. So it's very, very compelling, and they call her by name. They have a date on it. If you don't have a date on your letter, then it's just a brochure. You have to have a date on it. You're like, well, we don't have any room. Put a date on it, okay? And the back, you can see that there's like a blue signature, which is important. It almost looks real, but it isn't real. And then it has a handwriting font, donate now at smiletrain.org, so if she wants to go online. She doesn't have a computer, but if she did, she is a very typical potential donor. Most donors are older women. So what you want to do is respect the older women in your life, your great aunt, your mom, your grandma, and say, give them your appeal letter to read and be like, would this make you give?
That's a good idea.
Oh, of course, honey, it would make me give. And we're like, no, read it like an editor, mom. Like, would this really make you give? Like, could I do anything better? And then they'd be like, well, it's a little hard to read, And so then, like, you're like, oh, crap, I didn't write it big enough. Okay, 14-point font is okay. You have to eat the cost. Just do it, It's okay. So
I love that idea of showing it to someone in your target audience first.
Yes, and show it to several people. The more people you show it to, the better. Even show it to some of your most loyal donors, like a couple of them. Take them out for coffee and say, hey, this is what we're thinking of writing. Can I get your advice on this? How can I make it more compelling? And they're going to be so grateful that you asked for their opinion. They're creating an opportunity to connect with you. So your writing can really, like, asking them for advice can really pay off. So.
All right, so you've done your research. You've gotten your feedback.
Yeah.
You know what you want to say. You've got your pictures. You've got your signature. All the things that you just said need to be in the letter. And now it's finally time to write. So who's going to sit down and write this? How do you decide within your organization who's going to be your storyteller, who's going to approve, you know, who's going to have feedback? And you've worked with a lot of organizations. How do you navigate that whole issue?
You don't want to let people who don't have any experience have any input on your letter. So your board, your ED, if they don't have any experience doing it, they don't get it. Wow. So if you've done your homework and you've taken your courses and you've taken your webinars and you've written a lot, you should have final say.
Yep.
And so that means that, okay, for example, if anybody out there is listening and they're the development manager and they're the one-person shop, you're really the development director. You can even be a chief development officer.
Absolutely.
So you have to take that power and say, I have an equal say in this because I know what I'm doing, and all you have is uninformed opinion. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear that. That's a little bit aggressive, but it's true. I mean, imagine, you know, a person comes into your creative writing classroom and they're like, well, I've never written a story or a memoir or anything, but I'm going to tell you what to do.
Right.
Because I'm the boss.
Right.
Well, if you don't have any experience, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
You know, so there's facts and research and science to back this up. Why this works the way it does. Why we're looking at them instead of me just kind of like talking out of my head and saying, well, you know, this is a good thing, this is a good thing. Right. You know, like, no, who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year?
Right.
These people do what they do.
They got to be doing something right.
Well, exactly. Copy them. You know, so if you don't have the research, then you have no right
Absolutely.
to say what is right in your letter. So the development person who's done this before, who's studied, should be writing a letter, should have final say. They can show it to the people that are the stakeholders in the organization, but you know, bottom line, if they say, "Oh, I don't write that way," or "Can we just make it one page?" You say, "Trust me."
Right.
Hey, if you want to do a split test, you know, put our list in half and say this half goes to, you know, this is the way you want it, this is the way I want it. We'll see which one makes more money. Do that. You know, but you have to say, look, you hired me for a reason. You hired me because I have experience. You don't have experience, get experience, learn. You know, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel like you and I could talk about this all day. I know we want to keep these to 15 minutes already.
Oh, really? It's been half an hour. Okay.
We could talk 3 hours, I think. We love writing. Just maybe as a last thing before we go, and this has all been great information. Let's say you send out your appeal letter, and maybe it doesn't perform, you know, the way you expected, and you go back to the drawing board, or you go back to the letter itself. What are things you should look for to improve that letter? Maybe aspects that you would want to change for the next, you know, go around. You know, how would you identify those things?
I'd say you want to double the number of asks you do in the letter.
Okay.
So if you ask twice, ask 4 times next time.
Wow.
Put a PS in that's really compelling, that does not introduce a new idea, that is like puts a deadline in, and speaks to some of these different emotions. So Tom Ahern talks about some different emotions you want to create in each communication with the donor. Greed is excellent. So if you say, hey, I'm going to give you a tote bag if you donate now, they're like, oh yeah, actually I wouldn't mind an extra tote bag or a t-shirt or whatever. So by December 31st, give us a donation and so on. You could also, you know, yellow highlighter of the PS, because what's really going to get read in your letter is people are going to look at the pictures. Look, if you're seeing it from far away, look at the pictures, look at the headline, look at the PS. The PS does not should never introduce a new idea. So if people want to put in everything, well, come to our event. Well, you know, also give us an in-kind donation. Oh, also, you know,
it's
all
too
these
much.
things. No, one letter, one idea. So their PS says, to triple your gift, select one of the enclosed triple match coupons with the appropriate amount and enclose it with your tax-deductible donation before the February 8th, 2014 deadline. Send a gift today that can help 3 times as many children. Thank you. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So they tell you exactly what to do, and you think, well, that's kind of overkill. Everyone knows how to use an envelope. Tell them what to do again.
Yeah.
You know, do that. Make sure that you have really clear, compelling pictures with good captions. They didn't have caption, but you could. Make sure that your headline is compelling too. Triple the impact of your support to help 3 times as many children. That's what it says. So that's why there's 3 pictures. It's like everything is going towards donate, donate, donate.
Right.
And there's one idea: triple support.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great tips. Amazing. This was amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. I feel like everyone who watches this is just going to go out and triple their income from their next letter. This is great. I want to give people a chance to find out how to find you. Where can they find your blog? Where can they find you online? Because I want them to follow you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. My blog is wildwomanfundraising.com, and my Twitter is wildwomanfund. If people want to email me, my email is info@wildwomanfundraising.com, and that's woman singular, fundraising. Yeah, and I would love to see people here just engaging in conversational discussions that we have on the blog, or take a course with me or a webinar.
Yeah.
I think it would be beneficial.
Yeah,
so.
Check that out. Read her blog, bookmark her blog. I'm serious, and sign up for webinars. If you see her speaking in your area, you got to go see her speak because you're awesome. This was great. Thanks so much. And thanks everyone for watching. This was a great time, and we'll catch you on the next episode. So see you soon.
Bye.